Hey everybody, welcome in. Now, we got some patch notes which kind of got overshadowed by the whole raid video drop that I kind of want to speak a few things about. So let's jump into this. And Stitch Tower is coming back, so now it is looking like it is alternating. Stitch Tower, Trident Tower, Stitch Tower, Trident Tower. Now, I thought this new raid would be here after this last Trident Tower. Now, maybe we'll get it early into November, or maybe you might have to wait until after the next Trident Tower. So it's just a waiting game now, as far as that goes. Now, maybe it was delayed. We just haven't been told, and that is exactly why they have said in the past why they don't want to give direct calendars for when things are happening, because they have told us that they like to have the ability to change when needed. So maybe they've still been making adjustments. So there is that. Coastal Conflict, I'm pumped for Speedstones. Everybody needs Speedstones. And I finished off last time five shards less than what is needed to make a full Speedstone. So I'll be very excited. I'll be very excited to be pulling some Speedstone shards, or fragments to create them. The Haunted Forest PvP continues. So that's something I still haven't really made a video on, which I want to before the end of the month, just to make sure we've got a record of it. And I will be doing some PvP in there. You can still earn spooky coins, and it says they'll be available until the 31st. The Elsa event is still going. Toy Story is still going. Now, what is the interesting part about these patch notes is what I really want to speak some time and evaluate a little bit. Jack bounces into the new PvP season. Wow. Jack was like the most limited paywalled character. There was like a 50% RNG to get him. And now they've just released him. So, and they will be putting him at the new PvP season rules. So that means what? 1 token a day plus a few a week, depending on which bracket you're in. That's I didn't expect them to do that. And this kind of shows now what they might be doing with the PvP scene and the rewards. So we saw long ago how it seems strange to say it long ago, but Moana, when she was became the PvP reward, and then that ticked over and we got Yokai, and he's been here for coming up a couple of months now, and now we're already changing to Jack. So that means, wow, he only came in for a couple of months. Maybe they're going to do a rotating in some of these newer characters, older characters, and have them as the rewards. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. I don't mind that. And it'd be nice to get Jack up a bit. And I would say his event will still come on. So this will be one of the first ones that the Incredibles event will still be happening, and there'll still be a chance to get him in other ways. He won't be like PvP locked unless they change the Incredibles event, which would be interesting. So interesting the way that the moves that they're taking. Maybe they might be able to do this for other characters as we're moving through, the further we get from their release. And down here, Mr. Incredibles, Violet and Dash are now going to be farmable, which I was thinking was going to happen at the last release for the Incredibles a couple of weeks ago. Now, that has happened for going forward, so everyone can farm up for the next one. So it seems to be on like the 4th return trip. And so what's this going to be in about 6 months or so since it has been first released, is when they will then make those characters farmable. So we can then apply that to some of these other events. Maybe like Maui and Moana might become farmable in, say, another 4 months' time. And likewise, we can say about some of these other characters and events. And Sensational 6, the most recent one, that might be able to they'll turn farmable in, say, 6 months' time. That seems a long time when it first released, but there's only a couple of event cycles. So it kind of shows you the direction that this game is heading on with Lou, so that even if these characters are super limited and hard to get when they first come out, and there's not many ways to get them through the event, they will down the track turn them, and now we have a kind of a time frame to work towards, to be about 3 or 4 event cycles that they'll then become farmable, like we saw with the Onward crew, like we saw with these other ones. So that is a very very good high promising aspect to look forward to, that you know what kind of time frames you will have to then be able to farm some of these characters, and you know which ones are the good. So now people can just go straight for Dash, and they don't have to go for the other two if they don't want to, or you can go for all of them so you can progress in the event and get the rewards from the event. Whichever way you want to go about it, you get to choose. And as a free-to-play player, you'll get to choose of, if you are limited in your energy and your everything else, you can just go for the ones that you want to progress in. So if you want to progress in the event, go Mr. Incredible first, then go Dash, then go Violet, then you'll be able to get Dash to the event. If you want to go the other route and just go straight for Dash and ignore the first two, then go straight for Dash. So that is quite interesting, and interesting mostly about the Dash, the Dash and the Jack. So I like it. I like it a lot. So I will definitely be happy about some of these changes. I've already started farming Dash, and then I was like, I need to start farming the others. But we'll get there. I'll get there. Set your priorities. Know who you want to go for. Know where you want to be. And now we kind of have a guesstimate for some of these other newer characters that have come out, and when we can be expecting them, when we can start looking for them to free farm or energy farm, which I think is a very, very big benefit. So hopefully this is good news for you all, and hopefully it gives you some clarity within time frames of what you want to look forward to. Now, things can always change, just like the PvP seasons, and we don't know how. It seems like Glue is still toying with ideas of how they want to introduce different characters in different ways and having them come back around. So they can still kind of make Jack lock behind the event, but give people a few breadcrumbs in PvP and say, hey, get a couple of star levels from PvP, but then he'll disappear out of PvP after a while, and then you'll still have to go back and finish the event if you want him. So that seems to be the logic that I can put on this, and I don't mind it. I like it. I like that they're offering things in different ways and encouraging different aspects of the games to compete and play the different modes. So I'm all for it. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are in the comments below, and I'll see you down there.